All right, here we go. Here's my second live stream I'm testing out here. Just got a hold of StreamYard, so I'm still a novice at this, so bear with me. Right now, I'll just spend time as I'm figuring out this whole live streaming thing, reacting to Big Brother. Big Brother is a reality competition show been on the ye- that's been on the air for some years now, about 20, 22, 23 years now. Well, it started in the year 2000, so 21 years actually. 21 years to be exact. And they just did a cast reveal. And as you see, it's a quite diverse cast because that's what the fans have been requesting. And that's what all of these mainstream corporations and networks have been serving and obliging the people who have been requesting this. The only issue is that most of the people who are requesting this are the bigots that they're looking for. But anyway, let's go over the cast and let's speculate who will align with who. Now, first, you see Elisa. Now, Elisa is by far the most attractive female on this cast, so it's going to be pretty interesting, to see uh, the reactions towards her, especially by her male castmates. You have within a potential pool, assuming that the males that I'm mentioning are all heterosexual, you have a potential pool of Travis, Christian, Kylan, Xavier, Derek F, Brent, and I feel like we can cancel out Derek X and Frenchie from being potential mates. They're either be married or not into females. But looking at Elisa, I can see her casting on the show messing up a lot of fans' fantasy casting. And what would the fantasy casting consist of? Well, obviously, people more than likely want to see Kylan and Xavier be in an alliance with Azai, who's the second person on this list. Because Azai represents, aesthetically at least, what these woke tards claim to desire, which is a black female person of color that's dark skinned that will be about all of the woke social activist social justice movements. And they would love to see her in an alliance with the black men who are expected to not only align with her, but protect her and make sure she wins the game. And anything less is unacceptable. So it's going to be interesting to see how this cast align and who will pair with who. Because I believe every single season, with the exception of season one, has had a showmance. Every single one. I mean, Big Brother 22 just had two cast members who met on that show exit the house and get married. Or I should say, get engaged to get married. So I count that as a showmance that occurred on the season of Big Brother. Because by Final Six, you saw Memphis and Christmas, pretty much aligning with each other beyond just a friendly alliance. But Azai is going to be one of the main focuses, at least in the preseason talk, because again, we could begin the season and Azai not be about any of what they want her, if Azai not be about any of what they want her to be about, which is all the pro-racialist, pro-feminist nonsense. She could be the exact opposite. Hell, we could get Hannah instead, being like a Kaepernick type, because they're mixed breed, mixed race. They go out of their way to try to prove, how black that they are. And sadly, this is the mentality of a lot of people. But so it'll be interesting to see how that sorts itself out. Now, Tiffany will be another one. She comes in with the braids. You know, she has the look that, maybe she could give the mouth that they like. That's what they celebrated Devon for. She came with the mouth. Not much strategy in game, but she came with plenty of mouth. So I can see Tiffany playing that part, being the mouth that they desire. And if they could get an alliance of Azai, Hannah, Tiffany, along with one, if not two, of Kylan and Xavier, then BB woke Twitter, bigoted Twitter will be in love. And the only reason why I sort of leave out Derek F is because I can tell aesthetically that's not who most of these people would prefer, initially at least. Going solely based off aesthetics, initially they're desiring Kylan and Xavier. There's no question about it. And if I get any views while I'm live streaming, I'll check out BB Twitter because personally I like to avoid the nonsense and the nonsense people that are parasites on that in that space of Big Brother Twitter. But the main thing that's always been the main motivator for me watching the show in the first place has been the live feeds because the television version of the show, the television production, it's never been something that I care too much about because I believe they edit the show poorly. I believe they edit the show a lot for a lot of the gimmicks and cornballness and cheesiness. And lately, they want to highlight, discussions of so-called social issues. And then when they're not highlighting that, it's mainly about the competitions, which I have no issue with. I just wish they focus a nice bit on the comps, but I wish majority of it was centered around the social dynamics and the social hierarchy and who's playing the base who's playing the best social game and strategically through their social because outside of the competition, which is if you collect it all together, especially considering the hours that goes into 90 days of gaming, the competition is about what, maybe 10% or so of the game. The rest of it is how you are socializing in the house. And there are those who can just socialize naturally or fumble in an attempt of socializing, isolate themselves by being antisocial. And then there are those who socialize strategically, like purposely making connections, with the conscious effort to build these bonds in order to position themselves, in the house, especially within the hierarchy, and then aim those relationships at each other so they can take each other out and prize that person as their number one ally. So that's the main reason why I enjoy watching the game, just for those various dynamics. Now, there are other people who choose to watch these shows for other reasons, drama filled reasons, and I just have no interest in that. I have no interest in speaking about these people or harassing these people during the show or after the show. I'm not focused on these people as people, just as contestants in the house playing a game on a reality game show. A silly reality game show that does have some compelling aspects to it when you're talking about the innovation of the live feed, the live streaming since the earliest parts of the 2000s, and then the social experiment dynamic. That's all I'm interested in. Others want to use it as a fake battleground to express their alleged views about things, which is always contradicting each other. And those people are just head cases who have serious mental problems. And I rather not engage in that. But sometimes I do like to highlight that to them and use that as an opportunity to insult these morons who like to go around making all of this noise. But anyway, back to the cast. I went over Elisa and Azai. Brent. Brent, I can see being one of those primary targets of the house that people want to go after. And the main reason for that is he's a so called white person. But if the pink shirt is an indicator that he's of the alphabet community, then he'll get some leeway. People will accept him as a minority. Even though he's so called white, as they would cast him as, that sexuality diversity will allow him to uh, don the pedestal of minority, because they're actually really proud of deeming themselves and calling themselves minorities. So it'll be interesting to see with him and who he will align with. Just basing off appearance, I can see him, maybe Azai being his girl, quite possibly, or him getting along with the guys, in a surprise, and perhaps a guy that he would get along with or be into would be someone like a Kylan. Again, Kylan, if he's not 100% clueless, I can see him being at the center of things socially and being able to move himself that way. I could see Xavier potentially being an early target. Now, whether you get evicted or not, that's another thing. Because again, this team twist uh, calls for certain dynamics that you wouldn't normally get in a non-team twist season. And personally, I've enjoyed all the team twist seasons. BB 11, BB 14, BB 18, all team twist seasons, all very good. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Brent becomes a captain and who he will select to be a part of his team. Or if he doesn't become a captain, who will select Brent? And which number person would be like the last person selected on team, the mid person, the first person? I mean, judging by this cast, I know who I presume will be the first picks. But let's move on to Brittany. Brittany is the body positivity cast. And she could be just like most of them, like how Jessica was. Basically a floater who can't buy a competition win, but everyone is waiting with bated breath to see if she'll go after the two strong men and put them up. That'd be interesting if Brittany wins HOH and she has to go after the two alphas, and it's Xavier and and Travis. And then you, oh man, hmm? All right, Brittany. Yeah, I'm done with Brittany. Christy, baldhead. Maybe she'll align with Derek F. Baldhead, and they have a baldhead alliance. Or we have a two-way identity. You know, the baldheads and the Derricks align. Christy, Derek F, and Derek X. That'll be interesting dynamic. Let's see what their Instagram story looks like. Let's see how the Instagram story looks. Oh, so Derek's a fat boy. Okay. Ooh, Hannah looks good. Okay, Sarah's not too body positivity. All right. So that was the Instagram story. Now, let's first begin with, before I continue with the cast, because, again, you can assume who will be a showman or who will align with who. But let's see the toxic fan base reaction first on Instagram. So let me go through Instagram first and see what these accounts are saying. All right. There's a bunch of random things. Okay, here we are. Now, this Big Brother account on Instagram have their pics, and their pics there. I already forgot the names. I think Azai, Hannah, Frenchie, and Sarah. Wow. And I didn't even look up their names to see if I actually remember. So, yeah, okay. Interesting pics there. Mostly females, per usual, because that's what this Big Brother cast, Big Brother fan base is mostly all consistent of. Oh my God. So this is who Derek is. So he won't be interested in any females. And it was, see, I had an instinctual reason to leave him out. I had an instinctual reason to leave him out of who he would be in a potential showmance with as far as the females. And I guess I just knew it. So he's one of these, flamers, BLMers. Okay, so he most definitely will look to align with the black female Azai. God, this is pathetic. Okay, so that's your flamer. I was wondering if it was Brent. All right, now we have some more Instagram accounts, and again, they're all already picking who their favorites are going to be preseason. And see, look at this. Derek F in this picture, he looks normal. But then you see the video, and he's like all switching like a bitch. Pathetic. All right, okay, we scroll down. There's a lot of people picking their favorites already. And I personally just enjoy seeing the disappointment when they pick their favorites and then it's revealed their favorites is not who they assumed they would be or stereotype them to be. Again, because these woke love to sort of pigeonhole people and stereotype people in who they think they should be or who they want them to be. Now let's go on Big Brother Twitter. Yes, Big Brother Twitter. And let's see how they're reacting to this cast. This ought to be fun. A lot of a lot of woke bigotry, I'm sure. Right, we'll wait for the screen to load. It's still loading. Oh, okay. All right, let's hashtag BB23. And you're about to be exposed for those who are unfamiliar with the extremely toxic, woke community. All right, again, as I predicted, Azai is one of the top commented about house guests uh, for obvious reasons, but also because apparently she mentioned her favorite player is June, which is a loudmouth Asian chick who's race baiting all the time, even though she was married to and had a baby by a white guy. But that's per usual for the woke. They hate the white people, especially the white man, but then they're sucking him off and banging him and having the white man's babies. Pathetic, hypocritical bastards. And she also mentions that her favorite moment is Keisha's birthday, which is from season Big Brother 10. And, you win a lot of favor amongst these people if you say that's one of your favorite moments. All right, let's continue to scroll down and see the other reactions that we're getting here. Yep, another one. I'm staining your honor from another Big Brother account. Loving Azai. Again, as I predicted, for the obvious reasons. And the fact that they picked her as a fan, um, they're setting her up to have the advantage. But again, a lot of fans have fell face first on their face, entering the house. I mean, I remember Christine, she was a fan. She came in married with glasses on, nerdy, and she left being some of the most hated. Oh, and Azaz from Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, here's Kat Dunn, a former house guest from season 21 of Big Brother. And she likes Derek, the fat, tubby flamer with the obvious combative attitude. Yeah. And they wonder why sometimes motherfuckers like that just get punched in the face. I mean, it's all that unnecessary uh, combative gesturing and nonsense. But that's what you get with people like that. All right. And here is Travis. As I presumed, as I presume, he went into the hate category, as predicted. And you have people who allegedly know these people talking about posting receipts. And posting receipts coming from these people are just, I'm going to put up defamatory information about someone so I can get you preset to hate them. And again, this is what the Big Brother woke fan base represent. A bunch of hateful bastards who act as if them claiming anti-racism and tolerance and equality means that they're a good person. When I find these inclusion, uh, equality, diversity types or fake advocates are some of the most vile pieces of shit of human beings on the face of this planet. But yeah, Travis and Hannah are already being targeted by people on Big Brother Twitter before the show even starts. Typical. And here's one of the Canadian flamers. There's a black male dude. Look, he has the pronouns in his bio, the Black Lives Matter hashtag, even though they've been exposed as a Marxist organization that's money hustling, he's still supporting it. Because he's an uninformed, proudly uninformed, stupid bitch. But here he is with his Twitter post. The background check division of BB Twitter is ready and waiting. I just know it. Cry face emoji. Again, typical piece of shit. And again, once again, wonder why people like this get their ass beat. And I'm finding more and more they deserve it. Okay, Travis, once again being hated on because he has a favorite duo that's not to the liking of Big Brother Twitter. They don't want you to like Brett and Winston because they're male and white. So very sexist and racist reasons why you shouldn't like these two. And here you have another Big Brother Twitter black talking about 5 people being in the house that are black and saying she assumes they're not mixed with a loudmouth black woman as a gift. Again, these people are predictable. Vile pieces of shit, denoting everything by so-called race and gender and alleged identities, self-proclaimed identities. This is how these people act. And again, here we have more of Zylov because she mentioned June and because she black and with an afro. God, I hope she falls into a showmance with Travis and Travis plays her because she's so enamored with him. Again, kind of like how Christine was a super fan going in. It fell on her face. I hope that happens here so they can be so pissed about it. Because they deserve nothing but being pissed. Because they're pieces of shit. Here's Hannah again being highlighted. Hannah is going to crush those mental competitions. Okay. She's graduated with summa cum laude, Latin honors from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Received a liberal arts and sciences undergraduate research initiative from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Well, just because she graduated with high honors doesn't mean she's intelligent, especially in Big Brother. So she's Latin. She's not mixed race. But, so. Uh, because as we've seen, they've lowered the standards. They've lowered the academic standards to get more colored people a part of their show. A part of their schools. So, did she graduate with honors based on the lowered standards or based on the regular standards, which were uh, deservingly high? Well, we'll see. But again, BB intelligence and academic school book intelligence isn't the same thing. So it really doesn't matter. And here we have another account liking Hannah because she loves the Bay Day duo and she enjoyed the Big Brother move of Vanessa cutting Austin in Big Brother 17. And she says she loves Devon winning America's favorite house guest. So she's saying all of the things that appeases to this woke, bigoted crowd. And here we have final 7 picks from another account. All of the Coloreds with the alliance to make it to 7. Oh, hold on, that's 5 of them. Let me highlight it. See the other. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so uh, racial preference, final 7. You gotta love it. And here's Travis receiving more hate because he's a white, male, Caucasian, and doesn't behave the way they want him to. Again, you have to love the woke bigotry of BB Twitter. And now they're highlighting Travis and who he follows because he follows Fox News, Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, and PragerU. Now, if that was Joe Biden, CNN, Black Lives Matter, and I don't know, Jamel Hill, then they would celebrate and love that. But again, these people are predictable, predictable their reactions and what they get inflamed by. Because again, all of their likes and dislikes is based on prejudice, biases, sexism, misandry sexism, because it's mostly sexism towards men. And again, they're racism. And you have a lot of white liberals engaging in this nonsense because, of course, you do. Of course, you do. And here we have another account. Let's see, read what this one's saying. Hashtag BB23. All you bitches on here saying you're going to expose or bring receipts about someone on the cast, unless they are racist or homophobic, please keep it. I don't care if they bullied you in high school and you salty about it. Okay, that's a decent enough comment. But, the whole Big Brother Twitter fan base is pretty much racist, especially the woke ones. But let's see who replied and how they replied. Oh, here's Judd from season 15. He replied to this with 2 thumbs up. He's stating, everyone has someone trying to bring them down when something good happens for them. I'm trying to be more aware and cautious myself. I'm a shit-talking sag with a judgy Virgo moon, whatever that's supposed to be, but also open-minded and caring for the same placements. Hashtag half full. Now let's look at other replies. This tweet is that people sit and wait to find receipts on old shit, and it's so irritating. It's a reality television show at the end. And okay, it seems like so far most people are replying positively to this comment. But even the people replying positively will still be hypocrites about it once the season begins, because they'll find the bigotry in someone or the prejudice in someone, even if it's not there, because that's how these people behave. But yeah, here's most of the replies. Oh, here's one. Hadassah of South London. She's saying, so bullying is irrelevant, but racism and homophobia isn't. I hope you know all can lead to the same results. Y'all pick what to react to. And so do you, bitch. So do you. And you also just want to be offended by something. Because you're a nitwit and a moron. And no one should want to be friends with you. Yeah. Now let's look at the quote tweets to this tweet and see how they are reacting. Once someone laughs with a laugh, so I guess they don't agree. Another with emoji skull faces, so I guess they don't agree. Yeah, and here's a Blackian, a pro-Blackian on Twitter. He's stating, oh, he's agreeing. Right, unless they're a bigot in any shape or form, I couldn't care less. Oh, in any shape or form. Now, that's a wide net to cast there. So he's just waiting for it. I'm sure he's just waiting for the bigots. Well, you're looking for the bigots. You can find them right there on Big Brother Twitter, full of them. And yeah, so again, most of the people are agreeing with this tweet. But again, um, a lot of these people still look for things to claim instant phobe about. Oh, and here's a quick look at former house guest Bridget. Okay, Mr. Feminist herself. Oh, and here's Danielle Reyes commenting on somebody. Oh no, this is not Danielle Reyes. This is a Danielle account. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, this is not the house guest. But again, bugging people after the show. It's June 25th. This tweet was made, and you're bugging people after the show. Just only reveals the fact that you're a piece of shit. And here we have, again, more people reacting to Travis because he's not what they want him to be. He's not what they want him to be, so they don't like him. Prejudice and bias. As you expected. Okay, oh, here's the first Derek X love. So far they like him. But, if you look at real life, the pro blacks love attacking the Asians, so you better be careful there, Derek X. They like you initially, but we'll see once the alignments happen. Okay? It smells sour, like funky. So people are not liking, again, the other Caucasian in the cast because she likes Jeff and Jordan, Jessica and Cody. They can have their favorites, you know, no matter how toxic their favorites are. But if people dare to have their favorites, then there's an issue. And this woman's name is Whitney. So Whitney and Travis, expect them to receive initially a lot of racist hate and misandry hate for Travis. Travis especially. Whitney can always redeem herself because she's a female. She aligns with the females, then they'll generally be cool with her. All right. One of them is a model apparently, Christy. I forget which one's Christy. Must have she didn't make enough of an impression, so I can't remember which one's Christy. Okay, a lot of these are some old tweets that I'm running. Oh, Christy. Christy, the bald headed one. She was a model. Oh, okay. She's the model. I mean, I don't know. Is she bald because she recently just finished surviving Canada? Oh, so she's. Oh, okay. I look at the accounts. So maybe she's bald for a reason. But again, based on today's standards, you could have far worse looking official models because we've seen what Victoria's Secret has done. But she has a decent enough looking face. But, you don't have to have. So let me update this tweet with Big Brother 23 cast so I can get all the current tweets about this. All right. Nope. All right. Here we go. We have one that's a Devon fan. I have some video clip going. Yes, and someone saying the cast is promising. Yeah, based on these reactions, though, all of the reactions are what I expected. Pretty typical. People leading with their biases and prejudice. Okay, so this is Brent. They made him look like a dweeb in his cast photo. But he looks completely different in his uh, other photos. But again, the kryptonite for the pro blackity black female is the swirl. So I can see, Brent hypnotizing a chick like Azai. That's and even the flamer Derek. If Brent plays his cards right, he can manipulate those two asshats. That's so pro woke everything. All right, and we're seeing. Okay, here's one of the official accounts that I'm going to click on. Big Brother Access. That's always commenting on Big Brother. Here you have people saying, "Please let this be a good season," and "Please let this be a good season" basically means let this season have the winners or the people do well that I want to do well. They don't really care about the season being good. They just want their biases to be honored. Okay, here's one saying, Big Brother Access saying, to clarify, liking people preseason is a part of our tradition, but to me, I guess this account meant, but for me to stain is a different animal. Staining or standing, being ride or die for people you haven't met yet can go real wrong. But I am not your parents. Do what you want. Yeah, it's very true. Because I remember Matt from Big Brother, what was it, Big Brother 19 getting a lot of love, and he disappointed people. Yeah, because the bios mean nothing. I mean, they could, like, a lot of these people are social media aware, so they could be given the answers that they know these idiots will sop up, so they could potentially get fan votes that can go in their favor. Okay. Azai has a lot of cousins, apparently. I don't know. I just saw that tweet. All right, let me look one more, give one more look at the Big Brother twatterati and what they're saying and complaining about and being prejudiced and biased about. To me, I'm just quite honestly looking forward to, remember, clock in these favorites. As I predicted, it would be Azai, and now knowing who Derek is, it's Derek, and Christy could potentially have a sympathetic story with the baldness. I don't know, but maybe she just shaved it bald. I'm just looking forward to seeing one of them disappoint and aligning in a way that their woke contingent on Twitter disagrees with, because they'll flip on a dime. Flip on a dime. I mean, look at these just crazy ass clips and gifts these people put up. So Okay, Christian. What is your favorite past Big Brother moment? He mentions the Jeff coup d'etat. Okay, that'll probably give him some initial hate. But again, if he behaves like I think he will behave, being the white ally of the coloreds in the house, that'll win him back all the favor in the world. And we have some more Twitter accounts. All Girls Alliance podcast. Oh, I'm sure they're fun. Here's a PSA for Big Brother Cast. We are very excited to talk to Big Brother 23 Cast with everyone. However, we won't be giving any information to the farmer that is absolutely necessary. This person is desperate for attention and we will not provide him any platforms. Okay, they're just talking nonsense. I forgot who hosts this. Who hosts this show? I think it's former house guests that do this show. Oh man. But yeah, this is going to be fun. You want to see the wokes eat each other or expose their bigotry, uh, their woke bigotry? Just look at Big Brother Twitter. Uh, During the live feeds, after every episode, because they expose themselves all of the time, all of the time. Big Brother fans being absolute assholes. Okay, I think I did pretty good with this off the cuff Big Brother reaction. Let me check Hamster Watch real quick and see what they are talking about. Okay, Frenchie apparently is a feedster, meaning he perpetually watches people in the house from his home. Yeah, I'm not making fun. I've done the same. Yeah, here's a lot of more information on. I think Travis is in this Barstool Sports thing. People are going to enjoy hating this guy based on their own prejudice, but somehow think they're good people. But yeah, that's my reaction. That's my commentary on this cast and the nature of the people who watch this show, which is mostly full a bunch of asshole pieces of shit, who think they're good people based on their Twitter bio. But yeah, I'm done reacting to this. So I bid you adieu. Now let me find a stop in this